Hey, Friday Night Flashbacks. This time we're going to have Balloon Fight and Excite Bike. I decided to put these two together because a little bit short to play on their own, kind of. Well, I can't play very far on Excite Bike anyway. For those of you that don't know what Balloon Fight is, I'll explain it. You start off with two balloons. You're trying to stay above the enemy so that you don't get your balloons popped, and trying to pop their balloons by staying above them. This is another one of those games where I'm pretty sure there's not an end. It is a two-player game, so you can play with a friend. You really have to have a pretty good acquired taste for the game. Otherwise, you may not find it too fun. This is another one of those that utilizes where if you go from one side of the screen to the other, I just got zapped. I'll tell you about that here in a minute. You can go from one side of the screen to the other. If you don't get done fast enough, or fast enough that the game thinks that you should be done, they will send a lightning bolt out of these clouds. If the lightning bolt hits you one time, you're dead. If one of the lightning bolts hits you. So if you don't complete the stage fast enough, they do it. After every so many stages, there's a bonus stage where there's 4 pipes, and you try to pop as many balloons as you can out of these 4 pipes. I don't know that I've ever been able to get perfect off of this. I don't think I have. Because they come out randomly, and there's really no... See, I done missed one there. And there's... Well, I got them all except for one. There was 20 of them. I got all except for one. So it's not too bad. We'll play through a few more stages until we start having some severe problems. Also, if you get too close to the water at the bottom of the screen, a thing will come up and eat you. He usually grabs them whenever they're going down through there or so. Had a little trouble with that dude right there. Try to knock them off fast before they get their balloons popped up. You start with your balloons already popped up, but not them. And you can hit some other bubbles that are floating around, and the bubbles will give you points. Here went the lightning strike. That could have been really bad. Uh-oh. Oh no. I lost a balloon. I about lost another one. Oh man, they're all hanging up at the top of the stage. That's not good. And they say that he popped my balloon. I don't know that he did. I don't know where I got the first one, where I got the first balloon popped. I'm not real sure. Well, since we're not doing 100% grading on this, we'll go until we lose all of our lives, which you only get, I think, 3. If you can earn extra lives, I don't know how many points it takes. And by the way, you can flap your arms either pressing the A button or the B button. It really doesn't matter. And then like start pauses. I don't think select does anything. I'm pretty sure select doesn't do anything. So it's pretty simple explanation. You just kind of, you play it and you use A, B, whichever one you're more comfortable using, and select does nothing. Now some of you will have seen earlier on I saw it. See, there's a little thing in the middle that kind of punches and sends you spinning around. Now, a few of you might have seen it whenever I was going along. There's a balloon trip, and I'll show you what that is after we get killed here. And there I went. Yep. I almost got 100,000 points. Now, I don't necessarily hate this game. I actually like this game. It's actually, to me, it's pretty fun. Balloon Trip is going one way on the screen, trying to pop as many balloons as you can without hitting, either without getting too close to the water for the beast to come up and get you, or, well, I touched the electrocution thing. So that's what Balloon Trip is. There's different stuff that comes along, and let's try it one more time on Balloon Trip and see if we can't get a little bit further than that. Bad thing is the game takes a real precise touch. And then they start moving. Oh my. Oh, I got a little bit further. Okay, but that's Balloon Fight. Like I said, there's 1-player game, 2-player game. As far as I know, there's no end. And then there's the Balloon Trip. It's a good game. It's one of the classics, and one that, it kind of gets overlooked because of the simplistic nature and things of it. And some people think that it's not fun and not all that good. I think it's exactly fine the way it is. Now, I'm going to play Excite Bike. A lot of people like this. This is not one of my favorite games, but we'll go over it. First of all, what I want to do is I want to go over this design area where you can make your own tracks, and you can save them, you can load them up for somebody else to race on. Play mode A, along with selection A on the first screen, you're just racing and just trying to beat a time. Play mode B, you're racing against other racers and you're still trying to beat the time. So it gives you a little bit more of a challenge. So I'm going to show you some of the design first. It shows you going along there. A advances you, B places whatever item that you want there. That's A. B, well, A's like a little hill. B's a bigger hill, C is the biggest hill, and then D is like a triangle-shaped hill. E's about the same on that. It's just higher. F is like a ramp type thing. G is like a landing ramp. H is one of the ramps that you go on. I is a little thing that you like have to do a wheelie over. So is J. It's just on the bottom. K is like grassy spots that slow you down. L is the same thing. M is like a little, I guess they're supposed to be like little speed boosters, arrows. O is a long section of grass. P is it's on the other side. Q is a little section of grass. R is the biggest obstacle in the game. It's about a 2-tiered mountain. And then S is one of the ones that is up, and you can either land in the grass on the other side, or you can ride it to the end and then try to land there. Clears out whatever. You tell it where to end, and you pick your lap, and then like I said, there's the finish. You tell it how many laps you want, from 1 to 9. And then you can have somebody else race it. Or you can race it yourself if you like. So, but we'll do selection A. Most of the time I can only get to the 3rd stage out of 5. Now, you got a temperature gauge at the bottom of the screen. As long as you just hold the A button, you'll never go faster than the M. So what you want to do is you want to hit the B button. But you want to let off of it when you hear it going whee, because if you don't, I'll show you what happens. You overheat. You have to stop. I will probably wreck sometime in the near future, so don't worry about having to see a wreck, because that will more than likely happen. Now, the thing about this one is the best time is 1:16. I wouldn't have been messing around. I could have got 1:16. But as long as we beat the time of 1:24, which is third place, we'll go on to the next one. Now, you need to keep remembering to try to hit the B button so that you can go faster, but don't hold it down so that you overheat. Now, there's where I wrecked. Now, see, now you got to run back to your motorcycle. The worse the wreck, the further you have to go back. And then later on, I'll show you wheelies and things. Well, I'll show you wheelies here in just a minute. Go back, you get wheelie, and then if you go, so you have to go on wheelie. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to put me on the next track, and it's going to be the first track again, but it's going to be a little bit different. The best time on this one is 1:24. You get used to the overheating sound, so a lot of times you really don't catch that you're going to overheat, because a lot of times you can hear the noise. You hit the A button real fast and you can get back to the bike after you wreck. You can't see it by me playing, and all you can do is basically hear it and see it on the screen. I'm just kicking my finger back and forth between A and B. That's really all I have to do. I mean, I've got my finger on the directional pad, but there's not a lot of usage of the directional pad. Now when there's opponents on the track as well, that's when it gets a little bit bad. See, I'm not the best player at this game. I'm kind of one of the worst. It was a game I had growing up as a kid, like Balloon Fight was as well. Both of them were games I had growing up as a kid. I just never was very, very good at Excite Bike. Now they're going to have me on track 2. Now track 2 is going to be a little bit different. It looks kind of like a bluish nighttime track. And it's got those big, huge, whomping things on it. But I'm going to get as far as I can on this mode, and then I am going to play the other mode to show you guys what it's like when you race against other ones on here. Because it can kind of be a pain in the butt. Crud, I overheated the engine. I meant to slide my finger back and not grab a hold of that, and it just did not happen. Not really boring racing by yourself, but it gives you more of a challenge when the enemies are there. Now, like I said, I've been getting first place by quite a bit, but that ain't gonna happen not every time. 3 tracks, see, they just went ahead and skipped me on up. Now this is the one I have a problem with. This thing is 1:18 for third place. And it has these little bumps that you, oh crud. Oh, I'm way off. This may be the last one for this one, guys. I don't know that I can get there. I've done wrecked twice. very well. Yeah, this might be it. This is looking like it's going to be hit for me. Yeah, it's definitely it. Oh, man. This is where it really starts getting really difficult. Well, for me it does anyway. For the rest of you, you may go across this track and you may have no problems whatsoever. Yeah, 129. Yeah, I got really ninth. Hi. I will show you what some of the other tracks are like though. We'll go to track 4. I don't think I can beat it either. Track 4 is pretty tough, and so is track 5. They introduced this right here, and you have to kind of jump and, oh gosh. Ooh, that was about to be really bad. Trying to avoid those so I don't have to do a wheelie so I might not wreck. Like, I don't really need the help. I can wreck on my own. Sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes. Oh. Wow. I didn't finish first, but I finished ahead of third. They're going to let me try the next track, which is the second number 4 track. And then we'll play the number 5 track, and then we'll do stuff against the computer. That was a wide open screen for a while, wasn't it? Oh geez. Oh geez. Whew. If you're good at doing the wheelies, you don't have to worry about it on here. I am not good at doing the wheelies. Because I don't need the game to help me to wreck. I can do it on my own. They say those little arrows help you. I don't know that they do. You would have to talk to somebody who knows the game a lot better than myself to actually find out if that's the truth or not. And a wreck. Because I had a lot of friends who really just loved this game. And I had it, but it wasn't one of my all-time favorites. It still is not one of my all-time favorites. Does that mean it's a bad game? No, as you've seen before, I've played some games that are, boy, I barely got there. I've played some games that are really, difficult, but, or maybe that I didn't like, but that other people did. Track 5 is probably the hardest. I have a time of 106. And I think it's only one lap. I think. I could be wrong. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh wow. Boy, that was really bad. No, it's 2 laps. Oh dear. Boy, I took a chance right there. As you can see, I'm probably not going to make it through this on time. The time for third place is 1:14, and I'm at, oh gosh, I definitely ain't going to make it now. Well, I did get to show you guys, and like I said, I'm going to play against the computer here in a minute, and we'll show you how that goes too. Like I said, I know some other people who were better at this game than I am. Yeah, number 10. Number 10's not too bad. It's just not going to be enough, but you know. I want to play Selection B. Now, Selection B is about the same tracks and about the same numbers, but now there are other racers with you on the track. If they're in front of you or so, you'll wreck. If you catch the front end of them, most of the time you'll wreck them. And there's a never-ending supply of people. They're all over the place. It's just, this is the game, like, this is the selection that you want in the case that you would want extra challenge. Or just wanted something else to contend with. For me, it's not really good. I already have, see, he wrecked me right there. See, I already have trouble. See, now I wrecked one of them because I was in front of him. Oh, boy, I got lucky there that I didn't wreck because I went right in the path. Anytime you hear me having to clack the buttons like that, I just wrecked. I wrecked bad. Oh, crap. Hey, number 2. And not by much either. Could have about got number 1. It's the same tracks and the same time, though, pretty much. I mean, as far as things go. Like I said, just a little extra stuff to contend with and deal with on a racetrack. Instead of, you're not racing by yourself, you're racing with others. So I said, if the A one wasn't hard enough for you, or you've already beaten all the A stages, you know, this would be what you would want to do, you know, next. Crap. It's really bad in some spots. Also, if they're running back to their bike and you hit them as they're running back, that will cause you to wreck. So you have to really watch out for that. I know some other people are going to say stuff about it, but I have the most problem with the main blue dude. The one that's all blue, or like a turquoise kind of color. Well, to me, he's all blue. To other people, he may be a dark color. See, right there, we incidentally wrecked both me and that guy did. Hey, I still got first on that one. That was pretty good. To me, the tracks kind of look the same, though. But now they're going to put me on track 2. This is where it gets a little bit harder. Track 3 is my worst ones. I do horrible on track 3. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. Man, that was bad. That was a bad wreck. That may cost me overall in the long run. You definitely want to stay out of the grass areas. Slow you down tremendously. Now, see, now I needed to get down there. Otherwise, I was going to be going through the grass. And shoot! See, this is where it gets hard because they start kind of being erratic. Oh my gosh, I overheated. I was trying to get to the finish line. Oh my. It's another thing. If you... Oh my gosh. I'm not even hitting anybody now, and I'm wrecking. Oh. Ooh. Barely. Number 3. Try the next track. Do you mean fail the next track? I can't even get through it regularly in a minute and 10 seconds. What makes you think being out here with the goon squad's gonna make it any better? Flip, flip. Oh, jeez. Well, that just done it right off the bat. Nasty wreck. Maybe at some point I may play a version of Excite Bike on the N64 if I can get a mod to do that. Show you how far we've come since, this, This is really nothing to sneeze at, though, because even at its time, and even now, thinking about what it was back in the day, it was groundbreaking. It really was. And for some of the younger gamers who don't remember this and don't remember that, you got to remember, this to us was, the older ones like me, this was something that was viewed as awesome. Other racing games came along like Mario Kart and things like that, but at the time, there wasn't very many racing games on the Nintendo that were very good. There were games, but they weren't great. So, but we're gonna cut the stream right there. Like I said, both games, both good games. They're both classics. I like them both. I owned them both. And, some people may say, oh, they're not that good. They're not this, they're not that. But at the time that they were made, they were awesome to us. And that's how a lot of the old Nintendo games are. They're not the flashiest. They're not the prettiest. Don't have the best graphics or anything. But at the time they came out, the graphics were good enough for us because it wasn't so much about the graphics as it was the gameplay. It was more about the gameplay than anything else. And I mean, that's what we were looking for, That's what we wanted was, fun gameplay. We wanted fun gameplay. We didn't really, me and my friends didn't really care too much about the graphics. But like I said, we wanted something fun to play, maybe something fun that everybody could play, or, that you could have 2 players on. And a lot of games were that way, that you could play two players on, either against your buddies or with your buddies or alternating turns. And the games were, yes, they were primitive. Looking back on them now, they were primitive. But at the time, everybody had their favorites, and everybody's favorite was different. Would I say that I might not like a game? Other people may like it. I may say I like a game and some other people don't like it. Everybody's different. But like I said, I do like Balloon Fight. I do like Excite Bike. I think they're both good games. In their own right. So until next time, we will see you later.